Nobody really talks much about destination chargers. Guess they're a little bit boring really. You turn up somewhere, you plug your car in, it'll be charged by the time you've done whatever you need to do. You could be there for a good few hours. It's not as exciting as high-powered rapid chargers, is it? That's where you're wrong. This is Hatfield Station car park, where there are 27 PodPoint chargers available. It's the biggest installation at a transport hub in the country, and I think it's just fantastic. Bring your own Type 2 cable if you want to use chargers like this. I've got one here that I bought from the MG dealer when I bought my car. Anyone does, as long as it's a 32 amp single phase cable for the ZS EV at least. And these are 7 kilowatt single phase chargers, so this cable is definitely all you need. If you need one, if you don't have one yet, there's a link in the description where you could buy one at Amazon. One's pretty good value. I'm sure you can find a little bit cheaper if you shop around, but if you do need one and you want it quick and easy, see there's a link in the description. If you do buy it, Amazon will give me a little bit of commission, helps keep the wheels turning. There's certainly no mistaking we're in a busy station car park. The train's coming past every 2 minutes, but I'll do the best I can with this video. So let's get plugged in. This is just like charging at home really. 7 kilowatts, so we only need to take the top bung of doom out, not both of them. There we go. And I reckon that'll probably start charging straight away. But what we will need to do is confirm the charge in the PodPoint app. Otherwise it will stop. And I think it's free to charge here, but I will check the tariff in the app as well. One thing to note is in this particular car park you do need to pay for parking. I guess it being a station car park, that's kind of to be expected. But if you just look how far this goes, we've got almost an entire floor, or at least half of an entire floor of parking dedicated to EV charging. Absolutely brilliant. All the way down here. I guess the only criticism would be again that bays are sort of standard size, not very accessible. I think something definitely needs to be done for provision for disabled drivers, but that seems to be the case in a lot of places. But it's certainly exactly what you need at a transport hub like this though. Somewhere you can plug in, get on your train, you don't need to worry about hogging a charger, because there's plenty of them. So once you're plugged in, you need to confirm your charge in the PodPoint app, and it is actually free to charge here as well, which is nice. So I've signed into the app, and I'm just going to find the charger that I'm using. As you can see there, it says there are 25 currently available, so one of them is actually out of order. I don't know which one, but Fair and Elmo was out of order. I don't know which one that is, but one of them isn't working. But we can see I'm the only person here, and the one I'm charging on is therefore quite easy to find. And if I confirm the charge, that's me good to stay here for as long as I need to. And what I'm also going to do is pay for parking here as well, because I don't want to get a ticket in the post. It says the first 20 minutes is free when you drive in. After that, they'll automatically fine you if you don't pay for your parking. So I'm going to make sure that I do that as well. But obviously that's very specific to this given location, and it's very important you always check the rules for the car park that you're in. So just because there's a charger in it doesn't necessarily mean that you're free to just go in there, park up and charge. You might need to pay for parking, and you definitely need to observe the rules wherever you are. So in this case, I'll pay for parking. It's the middle of the day, so I guess there'll probably be an off-peak parking rate, so it's probably only going to be a couple of quid. And I've got a little bit of work to do anyway, transferring some files off my cameras and stuff. It's a busy day of filming today, and after I'm done here, I'm off to GridServe at Braintree, so I want to make sure that all my cameras are fully charged and working and ready to go. So I'm going to take care of that now while we get some free volts courtesy of PodPoint. So it's time to unplug here from this PodPoint charger, and on a ZS EV, to do that you need to unlock the doors and the charger will unlock. This car has had the update, so it charges when it's unlocked, but if you've been sitting in the car with it unlocked and charging, you need to just press the unlock button on the key to make it release the cable. Put in the charging bung and we're good to go. I just need to wrestle the cable back into its bag now. The official MG charging cable comes with like a storage bag, and it's just a pain to wrestle the cable into it, but there we are. So that was the PodPoint destination charger install here at Hatfield Station. I think it's absolutely brilliant. This is what we need more of at locations where you're going to have destination chargers. 2 or 4 7-kilowatt posts in a dark corner of the car park isn't going to cut it. We need as many as possible, as many as is feasible. And what I think is great about these as well is they're installed in a way where they'll load balance. So PodPoint, this is one of the unique things PodPoint offers with their commercial destination chargers, is that whatever the available grid supply is for them, you can then share that amongst as many of them as you have. So 27 here, I doubt, I don't know for sure, but I doubt that they'll all, if you use them all at once, that you'd get 7 kilowatts on all of them. I think the rate would reduce slightly depending on what the available power supply looks like. But I think that is the future. You know, you come to a station car park and there's a charger and you plug in, and you get on the train and you come back 8, 10, 12 hours later and your car's charged and it's good to go, but you weren't hogging the charger all day because there was loads of other chargers. I definitely think that's the way we need to go. The chargers themselves aren't the expensive bit, right? It's the power provision that costs the money. So if you can load balance in a way that everybody gets a slow charge, I mean, if you're here for that length of time because you're commuting, then you really don't need 7 kilowatts even. You know, the sort of 2 kilowatt, 2.4 kilowatt range that you would get from like a granny charger, a 3-pin granny charger, would be perfectly fine. So even, you know, I mean, some people say stick a bunch of 3-pin sockets in the wall, but I think with these, at least you've got the Type 2 connector, you know, it's a bit safer from that point of view rather than a 3-pin socket. And I think it's great, you know. The only thing I think anybody could say is 27's not enough. Hopefully one day, right? Hopefully one day 27 won't be enough, because there's going to be that many EVs on the road, and you'll see every floor in this car park will be kitted out with chargers like this. Who knows? But I think it's brilliant. I definitely want to see more of this. There aren't too many transport hubs like this that have made this investment in charging, but this is definitely really, really good. It's really good to see, and like I say, hopefully we'll see more of it. But I just thought it was worth sharing with you. I think innovation like this is definitely worth looking at, and it's worth sharing. So possibly not the most interesting video you've ever seen, you know, man uses destination charger, but I think at this scale it's definitely something worth talking about. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd be really interested to hear what your take is on it. Do you think that more places like this should have this? Because I mean, I've heard of them installing rapids at train stations, but that doesn't really make any sense to me, because how often are you at a train station for just 40 minutes? Chances are you'll actually be there for a good few hours because you'll have gone somewhere else. So I think destination chargers are the way to go, but you do need them at scale like this so that the first 4 people that arrive don't hog the chargers all day. You know, you need the ability to cope with the number of EV drivers that are going to turn up and want to charge. And I think they've nailed it here at Hatfield, and hopefully others are going to follow. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.